Sir, this is legal support, by user Nepo. Hey TFTs, long time no see. I'll preface this by saying that I'm not a native English speaker, please be kind. Until a few months ago I was working for a subsidiary of several insurance companies as legal support. Basically, people call us to discuss their, hopefully, legal issues and we'd try to solve them on the phone. We could also send them a few preformatted documents by mail and, if their contracts allowed it, we could escalate their issues to our insurer counterparts for lawyer/expertise fees. As a bit of context, you'll also need to know that La Poste is the French postal service and that, aside from mail, they offer a lot of services including free email accounts. Important bit. This story involves me and C, customer. Me, hello, this is me from. C cuts me, I want to sue La Poste. Me internal sigh, okay sir, we're going to have to go through a few details first, cue client ID and contract admin stuff. Me, so let's get back on track. You wanted to sue La Poste, sir? C, yes. They've lost my emails and they don't want to give them back to me. Me, okay, so just to be clear, we are talking about an email address? C, finally, you understand my problem. Me trying to bring things back to my job, I must admit it's still a bit fuzzy. What do you mean by they've lost my emails? There could be various legal courses of action depending on the precise circumstances. C, well, I can't access my emails. I've just gone to the post office and they can't help me. Me, the fact the post office couldn't help you is no surprise. C cuts me again, yes they are that incompetent. Me new internal sigh, we'll go with that, yes. But why sue them then? Are they preventing you from accessing your emails? C, yes, when I type my password it says wrong password but I'm certain it's the right one. The post office workers wouldn't give me a new one either. Me spark of brilliance, before suing them, have you tried resetting your password? C, doing what? Me taking pity on the customer and spending a few minutes running him through resetting his password, on a website that is in no way, shape, or form related to my company. C, thanks for the help. By the way, do you think I can still sue them for the inconvenience? Me, no sir, I really don't think so. C, too bad. Update, the phones worked when I tested them connected to the ISP gateway, why doesn't it work when I plug it in at people's desks? What's a firewall? The IT company that replaced me, by usernetechie1. The original post is here, https://www.reddit.com/r/tales-from-tech-support/comments/pa3u12/the_phones_worked_when_I_to/. The gist of the old post is I work freelance IT for small businesses in my area. One of them decided to replace me with another company. It turns out the other company is just the IT director for the community college, he's a people manager, and knows next to nothing about IT. I told them to call me if they ever need anything. The new guy immediately started messing stuff up. Now, the update. It's been a wild several months. It's been about 8 months since they let this guy start working on their network and it is really obvious that he doesn't know what he is doing. They have finally fired him and brought me back in to clean up his mess. So, first I'd like to list what the customers wanted done. 1. Set up new VoIP phones to replace an ancient Avaya phone system. 2. Set up second location and a VPN between them. This requires installing new firewalls. 3. Set up an Access VPN so users can WFH directly on their laptops instead of using remote desktop. The goal here is to get rid of the desktops in the office that just sit there with no one ever sitting at the desk. Their workers do 90% of their work outside of the office. So, we covered the screw up with the phones in my other post. Next came setting up the second office. I did a minor update on my old post about that and how I had to go in to set up the copier for printing just so they could start using that office. We were still waiting on them to set up the new firewalls to link the two office. Well, the new guy decided that would wait and instead decided they needed to install a new server first. He sold them on a HP ProLiant ML350GEN10. I know I might catch flack, but I absolutely hate HP enterprise servers. I've had nothing but reliability issues with them. He sold it to them as a bare bones, and made them buy hard drives to put in it, no solid state storage, and had them buy Win Server 2019. Plugged it in, installed Windows, joined it to the domain, and then nothing. It just sat there for months. Apparently the guy couldn't figure out how to promote it to a domain controller. First thing I noticed is he was trying to run promo from the run dialog. I don't know if that even still works, but I know it's not the right way to do it. The issue though came down to the forest level not being high enough for server 2019. It apparently took him months to figure this out, but he did finally get the new server promoted to a domain controller. Then did nothing else with it. When I went in to take over, there was no software installed on the new server, and all the drivers hadn't even been loaded. Device Manager was a sea of yellow, with no driver loaded errors. Oh, and one of the 3 SAS drives they put Indiana the server has already died with the click of death. Remember how I said HP servers are unreliable? So, now for the firewalls and VPN setup. The customer has 1 Gbps internet at both locations. So what does the guy do? He sells them firewalls that are only rated for 800 Mbps throughput. And these aren't cheap firewalls either, he sells them for $600 each. I could have gotten them Netgate 4100s for that. On top of that, the Access VPN for these firewalls actually don't allow split tunneling, so when connected to the VPN, the user's laptop loses internet access. This actually isn't what they wanted. He admitted he didn't listen to what they wanted when he started all this work, and thought they just wanted to VPN into the office so they could then use remote desktop over the VPN to connect to their computers. So now I have to replace the firewalls. They did manage to set up a site-to-site VPN between the 2 offices. But they set one office's IP scope as 192.168.1.0 and the other as 10.1.10.1. I know it isn't really a big issue, but it bugs me. I just got back in to start fixing things last week. I've found a few other, what I consider, stupid stuff they did. Here is a list. The new server's IP address was DHCP assigned as 192.168.1.112, so they just stuck with it. Who uses a random IP for a domain controller IP? I know it will work, but again it bugs me. Apparently, at some point, the wireless access point at the main office died. To replace it they installed 2 Ubiquiti NanoStation Loco M2. These are outdoor access points, designed to be pole-mounted, and they are 2.4 GHz only. When they finally got around to installing the firewall at the second office, they didn't think about wireless. They scheduled it for a Friday night after the office closed, so an employee had to stay late with them. When the guy showed up, he realized he messed up and didn't have a wireless AP. Before he installed the firewall, they were just connecting to the ISP's gateways wireless. So he had to run out to Best Buy and buy a consumer wireless router to act as a AP to give them wireless after the firewall was in. He set up the wireless on the new AP with the same wireless network name as the ISP's gateway, and never disabled the Wi-Fi on the ISP's gateway. You'd think he would have set the new AP to have the same Wi-Fi as the main office, so moving between the 2 is seamless, but nope. Also, he didn't disable DHCP on the consumer router he was using as an AP. They've been chasing odd networking issues at the second office and could never figure it out. Well, that will happen when you have 3 DHCP servers trying to hand out IPs and 2 different networks with the same SSID. I found out they also sold the customer a 4G LTE backup internet connection for the main office. Installed the hardware and activated the service, then promptly did nothing with it. They never plugged it into anything on the network, just left it sitting there. They installed new smart switches in both offices. They are 16-port switches. They never logged into them. I know because when I logged in it prompted to change the default password and would not let you continue without doing it. Also, the main office needs more than 16 ports, so they left the old 24-port switch connected in the rack and ran the extra connections through that. Of course, the 24-port switch was already enough. But they got to sell the customer a new switch. I'm sure there's more I'll find as I dig into things more. Edit, a word. USB device, by user Aloy. Hello all. I'm senior IT in my company, and mostly work second and third level jobs. On rare occasions I have to go to users, and when I do, it's usually problematic ones. This happened some years ago. I'm sitting at my desk, looking at logs and wondering why web server won't start, and I got call from my boss. Boss, hey, you got a minute? Head of some department got some problems, and I'd like you to go solve it. Me, okay, where is he? Boss, that in that room. I have to mention that I have memory problems with numbers, faces and names. Our company is moderately big, but I don't always remember where someone has office. That head of department is an elderly guy who really doesn't understand how any digital device works, from VHS, DVDs, TVs, computers. I guess you know that kind of people. Me, do I contact him or his secretary? Boss, secretary. So I went there, and greeted the secretary, blonde woman a bit older than I am. I told her that I got the call, and asked her what seems to be the problem. Secretary, so he, head of department, got this USB drive as a gift, but when he connects it to computer with the cable, it doesn't show at all. It could be that it needs administrator rights to be installed. Me, it's unusual for USB drives to ask for administrator rights to be installed, but I will see what happened, could be dead on arrival, but can't tell for sure until I test it. Could you give it to me? Secretary, gives me the cardboard box, here it is. I opened the box, and got angry at the second I inspected what's in it. But kept my cool, adding a bit of poison to my tone. Me, ma'am, you called my boss to send someone to help you with this? This is not USB drive, it's not IT equipment at all. Secretary, it's not? But it connects to the computer. Me, yes, for charging purposes. This is portable nose hair trimmer. Please don't call IT for things like that. I'm going back to my room as I have more important things to solve. And you tell your boss to read the manual. Not related to IT, by user Bahamut_Othman. So at my current job I'm a senior IT service desk engineer. My day-to-day is going through the tickets assigned to service desk, SD, and follow up on open tickets with other engineers/operators. We're currently working on updating our ITSM since the one we currently operate on is no longer supported by the vendor and quite outdated. HPSM. The people I work with are generally pleasant. Until this morning. Now this is in the month of Ramadan where I live, everyone is fasting and smokers/coffee drinkers are suffering from withdrawal, so I try to keep a pleasant and professional tone with everyone. Our cast is, me, team member 1 to 3, trademark 1 trademark 2, TM3, user supervisor department head, DH. First call 10:15 am. TM1, hello IT, good morning, how may I help you? TM1, I'm sorry to hear that. I'll look into it. Trademark 1, okay, so the ticket has been open for 10 minutes and is already assigned to a technician, please wait for a call back as soon as resolution is possible. Second call 10:20 am. TM2, hello IT, go. TM2, I'm sorry about THA, yes, I'll update the ticket right now sir, yes. TM2, he just hung up on me. Third call 10:25 am. This time I was already curious since it's rare for people to hang up a call on my team members, and I was already looking at the call log to see who was it. TM1 again, hello I. TM1, sir, there is no need to shout. TM1, please calm down. And me, waving at him to mute the call, what's up? TM1, this guy called us a couple of times yelling about a pending ticket. Me, so? Just update it and set a ping to the assigned group? TM1, I did that, but I'd rather not speak to this guy again. Me, okay, got it, I'll give him a call and see what this is about. TM1, okay, his extension is 1234. Me, good morning, this Bahamut_Othman from IT, how are you today? User, no, it's not a good morning. You people take ages to answer a call, then refuse to finish a simple request, and that has affected my ability to finish my tasks. I'm writing an email to the department head right this moment. What's your ID so I can CC you into it? Me, now I'm easy to anger, but I try to always keep a professional tone while on the phone. My ID is 42,069. May I ask what this is about? I can clearly see this has upset you and I'd like to help you resolve this. User, I can't believe you people. That do we even pay you for? You're useless, all of you. Me, now since he's making this issue personal and is calling me and my team useless, would like nothing more than to hang up and disable his password for a couple of hours, but of course I can't. Sir, there is no need to make this personal. Please calm down and lower your voice. User, it's about ticket number 12,345,678 and it's been hours since I've opened it. This is a breach of SLA. I'll make sure your department head hears of this. After looking at the ticket for a minute, it clicks. Since we share a ticketing system with the facilities department, this guy submitted a ticket by sending an email to IT@company, facilities@company, and the system fetched it and created 2 tickets. One in each queue, meaning 1 ticket was sent to service desk queue and 1 was sent to the facilities queue. Me: sir, this isn't related to IT. User: what? What do you mean not related to IT? Me: I mean we don't handle this kind of request. User: that's unacceptable. You have to resolve my request ASAP or I can't be done with my tasks. Me: sir, please call this number, they'll handle your request. I hang up and jump on HPSM to reject the ticket. In the closure code I type not related to IT and close it. Moments later an email notification pops on my screen, it's user and he's tagged my team leader. My department head and other managers/senior staff generally saying, service desk agents are unprofessional and refused to solve my issue and I demand it to be solved this instant. Among other choice words detailing how his nephew, who's still in elementary school, could resolve the issue in moments. My department head, whom I now consider a legend, replies a few moments later, not related to IT. Regards. Signed DH. I had a eating grin on my face when I see multiple replies from managers questioning why they were tagged in this. User's supervisor replies, Dear ITDH. Dear ITSD team. I apologize for user's behavior and will have him go through orientation training again. Regards. Signed supervisor. By the time this was done it was 11 AM. Now you're probably wondering what this ticket is about. Broken wheel on a desk chair. Fix ASAP, top urgent. For some reason in this guy's mind this somehow related to IT, since at a desk you find a phone, a keyboard, a monitor, a mouse and a computer. All IT items. So logically a chair is also an IT item. Some people find a way to ruin a good day no matter what. Thank God the rest of the calls that day went smoothly. You need mental help, not IT help, by user Theb1FF. I have been working tech support all my life and during my time I have done a little bit of everything. One odd thing about me is I get a lot of pleasure working with difficult people. I have a very high tolerance for people. My rule of thumb is you can treat me like garbage, spit in my face, and walk all over me, as long at the end of the day you pay me, then we are square. I have a coworker who has a high demand and he often will pass along lower priority customers my way. This was one such customer. It started off like most calls do. The client called our help desk and asked for an on-site appointment to assist in getting email set up on his new iPhone. My coworker who took the call explained that this was something that did not require an on-site appointment and could be done easily over the phone. However, the client was adamant that it required an on-site appointment. My coworker gave him our rates, X an hour, minimum 2 hours, customer agreed, and the appointment was booked for noon on Wednesday. Come Wednesday I am making my way out there and when I am only a few minutes away something seems off and I think I have the wrong address. I call the client, but get VM, I leave a message and continue on my way to the address I have listed. I get there and it is very clear that I have the wrong address. I had not heard back from the client, so I call again, get VM, and leave another message. I call my office to see if we have a different address on file for him, which we do, so I put in the address, start to head that direction, and once again call the client, and once again get VM. I get to his house and there is no cars parked in the driveway or street. I come to the door, knock, no answer. After a minute I knock harder, no answer. Minute more, ring the doorbell, it is a Ring doorbell, no answer. I call the client, get VM. I leave. The rest of the day goes by and we don't hear from him. Thursday comes, we don't hear from him, same with Friday. Monday comes along and he calls, he wants an on-site appointment to have someone set up email on his phone. My same coworker takes the call and once again offers to assist over the phone, but the client rejects the offer and wants someone to come out. My coworker mentions that since we attempted to do an on-site appointment last week we would need to charge an extra half an hour on top of the normal bill for our attempt. He said he didn't think that was fair but agreed to the charge. Once again the appointment was set for Wednesday. Wednesday comes and I get to his house. While walking up to his door I can see through the window his home office he has set up and 2 people in the office. I knock on the door and he answers with a big smile and very apologetic about what happened a week prior. He goes on to say, sorry I missed you last week. I was at the Apple store when you came, I was getting a new phone so I couldn't get your call, but my assistant was here, she was probably either getting a drink of water or in the bathroom so she didn't answer the door. 2 things, yes, he mentioned that the reason he wasn't there was because he was at the Apple store during our appointment time. I didn't say anything to him about this, and his assistant was behind him shaking her head and mouthing to me that she wasn't there. That weirdness out of the way, I come into his house, we sit down in his office, and he hands me his phone. Me, okay, what is your email address? Client, xyz@gmail. Me, what is your password? Client, I don't know. Me, that's okay, I will just reset it if that is okay with you. Client, that's fine. I go to reset it, but his account doesn't have that permission to do so. His email is part of a Google business account and the admin account did not authorize him to request a password reset. Me, who is the admin of your Gmail account? Client, my wife. Me, can we call her and get her involved in this? We need her assistance. I explained why. Client, I don't want to involve her in this. Me, okay, what would you like me to do then? Client, I want you to set up email on my phone. At this point he is getting a little hot. Me, if you don't know your password, we can't reset your password, and you don't want to get your wife on the phone who is the admin for the account, there isn't anything I can do. Client, call the Apple Store. Me, why? They won't be able to help. Now the client is really mad. Client, either you call them or I will. Me, okay, I will call them. What is the number of the store you went to? He gives me the number, I call them, then he asks for his Bluetooth headset. This guy can't be serious, he thinks his headset will work with my phone, whatever, here you go. Client, I can't hear anything out of this damn headset, piece of garbage, put your phone on speaker. A rep from the Apple Store picks up and the client and the rep go back and forth about what he wants to accomplish. She says she can walk him through setting up his email on his phone. When she said that, he looks at me with a big shit-eating grin because in his mind he figured it out, he bested me, and he was basking in it. When it came time for his password he said he didn't know it and the rep of course said with his password she couldn't help him. He hung up on her, looked at me with pure rage. Client, you knew this was going to happen, didn't you? Me, yes, I tried to explain but you insisted. At this point he is raging out, calling me all sorts of names, and just melting down. His assistant finally speaks up, defends me, and says she might have his password. After a few failed passwords she finally found his password. In almost a blink of an eye the client went from a demon to a fat-faced cherub angel. He asked a few more questions which I was able to answer, I helped him with a few more items, and when there was a pause. Me, is there anything else I can do for you? Client, no, not at all, you did it all. Thank you so much for coming out and sorry again about last week. I got his payment info, he walked me to the door, and we said goodbye. The next day he called up and talked to accounts payable and told her that he doesn't want to pay. She came to me to tell me that he doesn't want to pay as I didn't do everything he requested and said he is on the phone and if I wanted to speak with him. I happily picked up because I know I was in for more lovely exchanges. Me, hi client, my coworker told me what is going on. I am surprised to hear that you said that I did not address everything you needed addressing. I took care of your major issue, I answered what I thought was all of your questions, then when I asked if there was anything else you told me that I had done it all and walked me to the door. Client, I only did that because it seemed like you were itching to leave. Me, that isn't true at all, if I wanted to leave I wouldn't have asked if there was anything else I could do for you. Client, that doesn't matter. If I was to give you a rating it would be a C. Now if you come out here for no charge and address these other issues we will look into increasing your grade. Now at my business we have the right to fire clients. This isn't something I have done much but when I do it really throws off the person. We do live in an age where the person requesting service seemingly has a right to abuse those in a service industry without any repercussions, so if they are ever fired they can't believe. At this point in time I didn't want to deal with this person anymore. It was clear that they needed mental help which is not something I can give. Also I don't want to be strung along for my money. Who knows if I will ever get it. So I decided enough was enough. Me, you know client, that is the highest grade someone has ever given me so I think I will stick with that grade for now. Client, with that F***ing attitude you will go nowhere in life. Me, I accepted that a long time ago. Client, if you don't help me I will never do business with you again. Me, I am sorry to see you go but it would be the best for both of us. He hung up. Accounts payable came up to me to ask what happened and I explained. She marched right back to her desk, called his wife, and she paid without even know the exchange her husband and I had.